This is Tia Ballard.
This is Todd Habercorn.
This is David Vincent.
Hey, this is Sam Whitwer.
This is Phil Lamar.
And you are listening to the Points of Interest.
Points of Interest.
Points of Interest.
And you're listening to Points of Interest Podcast Network.
Keep listening.
Well, hello, and welcome to the Points of Interest podcast. This is the most generic podcast on the internet. My name is Josh Hawks. I am the 303 Ninja, and right over there, he is my podcasting partner for life. He is the other guy. It's Mr. Francis Fernandez.
You know, one of these days we should go and get tacos for Tuesday shows, because it is a Taco Tuesday.
It is
right?
Taco Tuesday.
Yeah. I feel like we're neglecting our responsibility of doing those really crazy, weird, days where we're supposed to either, hump on Wednesdays, eat tacos
Like
on
you
Tuesday.
and I hump on Wednesdays?
No, just in
I mean,
general.
I'm open to it. We've been friends for a long time.
Sure. There you go. So anyway, happy Taco Tuesday, everyone. I hope you're having yourself both a taco literally or metaphorically, or
Oh, wrong button. There we go. What do you prefer, crunchy or soft tacos? Or I guess street tacos are soft, but like what version of tacos do you prefer?
that one taco that you liked from the retro menu from Taco Bell that happened recently, where it's the soft shell on the outside, hard shell in the middle.
Oh, the double decker.
Yeah, the double decker. That's
Double
the way
deck-
to go.
That was pretty awesome. It was a great taco.
It's a great taco, and plus you get the best of both worlds, right? Like you get the fancy crunchy taco with the more peaceful and serene soft taco, because it's not cutting up the top of your mouth or anything.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it for the texture difference.
Yeah.
Like crunchy is my ultimate favorite food texture, but I prefer soft tacos.
I am same with the crunch. I like a good crunch in my food. There's something about it that's satisfying, like a good crunchy fried chicken or a good crunchy potato chip. There's just something to it.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Now that I've found a potato chip that I can actually eat, those
Not Sun
bags.
chips. I know that. What is it? What's the
Definitely
chip?
not Sun Chips. It's a local company, I think, because it's called Boulder. Boulder.
No, we have Boulder.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get those because they're avocado oil and they're kettle cooked. So you're getting extra crunch with the kettle cook.
Nice. Okay.
And it's avocado oil, which means I can enjoy the entire bag and not even think once about, is this potato chip going to kill me?
I'm happy to hear that you're not going to be killed by a chip. That's very nice.
Well, let me get this out of the way before. Hold that thought for a second. But I do want to say we didn't do a show last week because I had computer issues.
Oh, yeah, you never told me how I got. We spent an hour and a half plus
Oh, yeah.
talking, actually almost 2 hours, and we didn't talk about your computer. How is it? How's it?
Well,
how's
there
the
was
computer going?
more pressing and depressing and fun things to talk about. So last Sunday, last Sunday, fire up the computer early in the morning. I was watching a Formula One race, and I was like, okay, I've got a couple minutes before the race. Let me cruise the internet. Let me see what the internet's saying about today's race. And apparently it was too early for Twitter to really be saying much. It was 6 a.m. And then I look over at the screen and it kind of flashed and the computer restarted, but no image came on the screen. So immediately I think power supply, because why would it just randomly reset? And then I reset it. So when it reset, no image, but the computer was running, at least to my knowledge, because the LED inside was running on the RAM sticks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, well, the computer's running for now, but there's no image. So let's restart. Image comes back. Okay. Let's do the same thing I did before. Replicate. That's the troubleshooting, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then I'm at idle and it flashes, but a message comes up and says there's an error we're attempting to fix. So I'm like, okay, system issue. Am I being hacked? Does that still happen?
Yeah.
Computer resets and no image again. What is going on? So do it a third time again. So I'm getting the same result and I'm sitting at idle. I'm not even running anything aside from what's already just running in the background. So I give up. I call the guy who built the computer. This computer that I'm using right now was a donation to me, if you will. It was given to me as you need an upgrade. So I have this old box that I'm not using. This old, quote unquote, ding dink, old box that is better than any computer I've ever used. So never messing with a water cooled system before, liquid cooled system before. I'm not going to go messing around with anything because in my head, what if I touch something and the liquid leaks and then, and everything happens. So I contact the builder, who is a good friend of mine. And I'm like, hey man, this is happening. He goes, bring it up to me. Let's check it out.
Okay.
Pull the RAM sticks because there was an error on the motherboard, which I didn't even know there was a fucking little display on the motherboard that can display codes. I didn't know that. And he looks it up. He goes, this is the RAM issue. So let's look at this. One of the sticks wasn't fully seated, which he found weird.
That is very weird because I don't know how, because they have the clamps that keep them seated. So it's surprising that they would be unseated.
So either somehow it wasn't seated properly to begin with, and over time, heat and contraction maybe pushed it. I don't know. But he goes, before we go to Micro Center, well, first, because I told him it's either a power supply or it's a GPU, because I'm not getting video. And then when I do, I'm getting a reset with no video.
Yeah.
So before I went and met up with him, he is a good guy. He went out and just bought another GPU of the same that's running in this thing, just in case it was the GPU.
Jeez, those aren't cheap too, so that's crazy.
No. So that's what I'm saying. Good friend.
Yeah.
So he goes, before we have a conniption fit and have to go buy RAM, which is also going to be expensive,
Yeah.
or dumb you down to 2 sticks if one of these is bad.
Yeah.
Before we do that, let's just reinstall these. And there's a proper way to do it, I guess. It's like to install these in a certain sequence. So we did it. And everything's fine.
Okay.
No issues, no error codes. Try to replicate the same thing I was doing. Nothing happened. I mean, nothing bad happened. All right, well, let's just go downstairs. Let's blow this out. And I was like, I was going to do that, but I was afraid of using an air compressor. Like, to blow it. He's like, it's fine to use an air compressor. Just don't let the fans spin because they can generate voltage and that could screw things up. I was like, oh, okay. So he's blowing the whole thing out. I'm holding the glass panel.
Yeah.
And looking at it going, I need to clean this. He gave this to me dirty. And I was so excited to get a brand new computer that I just never cleaned it. I should really clean this. So I clean it and he goes, all right, hand it to me. And as I'm handing it to him, he's starting to manipulate it into place. He goes, you need to be really careful if you ever take the glass out because this corner is kind of tricky and you don't shatter. The sound of glass shattering happens. And he goes, you don't want to do that. And he looks at his hand and there's just like, why do they call it safety glass, Francis? If it was, it crushes into 8 billion pieces and you find glass for the next 6 months everywhere in your house that the glass wasn't broken in. If it was really safety glass, would it just shatter into 4 big pieces?
So a couple things. A, I have seen more videos of people breaking the glass of their desktop more. I don't know why. I understand why it's made of glass, because a lot of people like to put LEDs in their rig so that you can show it off. But I'm like, I miss the days of computers when it was just a metal siding. It's just a metal door. Just slide it off.
Sure.
No big deal. You don't need to see the inside because nothing's happening on the inside. Nothing.
That is true. That is true.
Nothing's happening. You see the lights. Awesome. Now you have a distraction, especially if it's in your bedroom. And they just have a distraction that keeps you up all night. Anyway, I looked at the cost of RAM.
There's no mustard in between any of those words.
So I looked at the cost of the RAM, and that's why my face is blown out, because the website, the Micro Center site is all white.
Oh,
but
sure.
anyway,
this is DDR5,
right? It's got to be 5. Maybe 4. If
it's 4. It's DDR4
it's
that's
different.
in this thing.
Okay, let me look up 4, because I looked up 5. Because DDR5 at the moment is about, for 32, it's about $500 on average. If it's DDR4, let me see if I can find the DDR4 for that. Because that is obviously going to be much cheaper.
Sure.
But we'll see. We'll see if it's cheaper. Because I think people are even going back to like maybe not 3, because that's, I think, a little too far back. But DDR, I had it a second ago. 4. But yeah, it's insane, the cost of RAM. There was one, the 128 gig RAM that I was looking at was a measly $5,000 for 4 sticks. Anyway,
Jesus. Well, so yeah, glass shatters.
Here it is.
Okay.
Yeah, so here it is. Yeah, it's $300 if you want your DDR4 RAM.
Well, I mean, I guess it's something to keep in mind. But yeah, glass shatters. Glass is everywhere.
Glass is everywhere.
Luckily, it is a liquid cooled machine, so everything's closed off for the most part. Like a couple in the holes that cage the power supply were small enough that the glass just sat on top of all the holes. So it was easy cleanup. I've pulled out one shard of glass since I brought it home.
Okay.
And it luckily didn't step on it or anything else like that. So he said he's going to order another panel. Is it going to be glass or metal? I don't care. It doesn't. It is liquid cooled, so it's not even necessary to the cooling function of this box at this point.
No, it's keep the dust out. Really. That's what.
Yeah, it basically keeps the dust out.
Keep it clean.
And yeah, that's about all it does. And to me, if I find a fucking sheet of cardboard, that's good enough for me. It doesn't. Yes, it's. I like the LEDs on the RAM sticks. I think that's, as far as LED inside of a case, that's far enough. This thing on the cooler, on the liquid reservoir, has a LED ring around it. And it would be cool. It does illuminate the entire case, but it's too bright. And there's no way to change the brightness setting.
Signal RGB, free program, will help you. Will take care of your lighting.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind. But yeah, so that's why we weren't here last week. It was longer story short. I had a computer issue and I did get it fixed in time, but then I'd have to drive home, hook everything back up. And yeah, it's a good week to just kind of take a week off and reset, I guess. Let things happen.
Yeah, but you had a legitimate, technical problem.
Yeah, it wasn't like, oh shit, I just don't feel like talking tonight. No, I had no way of doing it really. I was thinking, maybe I just call in or something, like do it over my phone but that doesn't work. But yeah, so that was my fun last week. You do anything fun last week, Francis?
Fun?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm as the master of fun.
Well, I know you're such an extrovert and you're always out there amongst the people and hanging out on the pier and playing the Pokemon Go's with everybody.
Oh, I
But
do want to go back to the pier, though. I've been thinking about going back to the pier.
I
There's some
mean,
places that I like to visit that
it
I just go
is
back to again.
it is, early summer, I suppose. I mean, it's technically spring, I guess, still, but to me that'd be where I'd probably go.
I used to go all the
Or
time.
like the boardwalk or something, you
Yeah.
know. You might have to you got to duck and dodge, people you don't want to interact with, but there's fun things I bet.
It is. No, look, of all the places, it's third, especially Third Street, which is where the pier is. It's a little hoity-toity, so you don't really get a lot of the rabble there usually. But also, that is the location of the brand new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pizzeria, which is on Third Street Promenade. So it's funny that you mentioned Santa Monica, because that's where it is. That's where it is.
It's called 10 Years of Podcasting with You, Francis.
So you can go now. It's a grand opening is next week, which is super exciting. But I'm sure it's gonna be super busy. They had a soft opening, which I couldn't go to because it's in Santa Monica. You have to make a day of it. You can't just go to Santa Monica for a few hours and then leave. You have to make a day out of Santa Monica.
I mean, I figure if
fun.
you go anywhere in California, you have to make a day of it.
For the most part,
I
yes.
looked, because I have this weird fascination with the San Fernando Valley for some reason, and looked up San Bernardino to where you live. It's like 50 miles, 60 miles. I'm like, well, there's a 2-hour drive to Francis's house.
Well, San Bernardino is not in San Bernardino.
Maybe I'm getting my counties mixed up. San Bernardino County.
Yeah, San Bernardino County. I'm actually right beside San Bernardino County.
Okay. Yeah, but I was looking at Rancho.
Rancho is about it's about a 45-minute drive from.
Okay. Well, I was thinking California. I looked at 50 miles. I'm like, that could be like all day.
Yeah. No, well, there's nowhere where you would 50 miles. You're too far. I mean, 50 miles will take you half a day because you're dealing with traffic. Sunday morning is the only time there's no traffic. But 50 miles is like that's near Six Flags Magic Mountain, which is nobody wants to be there. I mean, it's so bad over there. I mean, I haven't been in a while. The last time I was there, it was just a bunch of boozy people.
I've yet to see a video at a San Bernardino that made San Bernardino look like a fun place, like a good place to live. It looks like a fun place to live, not a good place to live.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I was actually the opposite direction. 50 miles out towards San Bernardino, you're making your way into the high desert. You're halfway to Palm Springs. You're in the middle of the desert where there's only pockets of land. So I don't. Yeah, that's going.
Look, Santa Barbara is like the goal, but I'd take Rancho or San Bernardino.
I was gonna say Santa Barbara is the goal, but that is just our drive north in one of the nicest. I actually want to go back to Santa Barbara. Wait, did you say Santa Barbara? Yeah, you did say Santa Barbara. Yeah. I want to go back to Santa Barbara because that is like such a nice area. It's such a nice place. San Bernardino, not so much, but Santa Barbara.
It's complete opposites. I realize that, but it's the adventurous side of me that looks at that area and just like, I'd fit in there,
There's one place, since we're doing California, for some reason, California tourism, but Carmel by the Sea is the name of the town. And it is like my dream. It's about 3 hours away, I'm pretty sure, but it's a place I really want to go because it's a seaside town that has like really rustic, European architecture. So it looks like you're in Holland or Sweden or something. Like the architecture is super old European, and it looks beautiful. I really want to go, but it's like a million miles away from where I live. It's like so far away. I really want to go because it looks so nice. But unfortunately, so anyway,
it's good to have goals. It's good to have goals.
Yeah.
Regardless of how unobtainable they might be.
It's a 6 hour.
Oh my God.
Almost near. Yeah, it's near San Jose, San Francisco. The Bay Area. So I would have to make a weekend out of it if I ever decide to go to Carmel by the Sea.
Well, so Santa Monica, making it a day. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Pizzeria. Like, one, where did this idea even come from? Are we approaching a Turtles anniversary?
I don't know.
Okay.
All I know is that people were upset because Ninja Turtles are based in New York, and therefore the pizzeria should be in New York. But the guy lives in California, so he made the thing in California.
I mean, the fans are not wrong.
Where they are, yeah. But it should be in New York because it's New York style pizza. Like, he sells New York style pizza, the giant slice,
Right?
The giant foldable slice. I didn't look up there's very little information on like the history of how he came up with it, other than he opened it, other than he just like decided one day, I need to make this, and it's it's the actual cartoon.
So
comic book
it's
symbol.
it's a franchised, it's a licensed.
It's licensed at least. I don't know if it's franchised. I mean, I'm assuming it will.
I
be
didn't
at
mean
some point.
franchised. I meant licensed.
It has to be, because I feel like he couldn't get away with it because it's the real sign. It has
Right.
it's the real signage.
I've seen not signage, actual signage, but stuff on Twitter and whatnot. It appears to me that like you might even get some turtles appearing there.
They would, for the grand opening, the turtles will be there.
So it's gotta be in partnership with fucking Mattel or whatever. Like they had to have had a conversation.
No, I'm with you on that one.
I mean, the history is irrelevant, but it's just it's interesting that it appears that it's an official thing that is happening.
Do you think $6.50 is too expensive for a New York slice?
When you can get pizza at some places for $1, that's a New York slice.
Oh yeah, sure.
Is it good pizza for $1? That's debatable.
That's the question. I'm curious if it's good.
I was just at Fan Expo Denver just a few weeks ago, and I am almost ashamed to say that I paid $10.50 for a slice of pizza, not a New York slice, not a slice that takes up 2 plates, just a fucking slice of pizza, a modest slice of pizza. So, would I pay $6.50 for a New York slice? A true New York slice? Yeah. If it was, you got to put it on like 1.5 paper plates so it doesn't, fall off the edge. Yeah.
So, looking at the box, because they did show, there's an article where they show the box, and it does say Nickelodeon at the top, so it must be endorsed by Nickelodeon. It must be, I mean, the guy owns it, but it must be in collaboration with Nickelodeon's Ninja Turtles. But I love that the first comments are just dissing the pizza and how bad it looks. So I'm very curious how it will last, or how it will look. I think it's just, because they did the soft opening, so they had like influencers come and try the pizza.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently it's getting some bad rap. I'm curious if it'll improve as it does its official grand opening this upcoming weekend.
I mean, is that not the... I was about to say, is that not the point of a soft opening? But at the same time, like, shouldn't you be confident enough in what you're doing to just open? Yeah. To me, doing a soft opening is you saying, we're not 100% sure about what we're doing here. We're going to let you guys tell us. It's a directionless approach.
Yeah.
But I'm not a restaurateur or a restaurateur, a pizzeria, or I don't know.
They are taking advantage of the name. I mean, they are taking advantage of that stuff.
Sure.
So
and get your fucking cheddar, pay your fucking slices and get your cheddar. Yeah. I ain't mad at you. And it's pizza. You gotta fuck pizza up to have bad pizza.
Yeah, they're mostly. I mean, the big complaint is like the expectation. I think based on the menu, it was like $50 for like what is it, $50 for like a full size pizza. Yeah, it says those who want to build your own pizza, it starts at $39 with a choice of red or white sauce with additional toppings, costing $6 each, which is ridiculous. You're not gonna. That's stupid.
Okay, so let's take out fucking opinions of what you think of the pizza that they produce. But Domino's Pizza, Pizza Hut, and locals, whatever your locals might be, they're all basically in line with each other as far as price on pizza goes. Even the
like
places, do you have any places that do like 18-inch large or 22-inch large?
Oh yeah.
We got a place, they call it Monster Pizza, and that's all they do are gigantic pizzas like that. They're in line with what a large at the Hut or Pizza Slut and Domino's are doing.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little more expensive because it's a little bit bigger pizza, but it's not $50 for a pie.
They're doing it. They're charging that much because I'm sure to pay for the licensing of the.
Well, I'm sure.
So I'm sure they're like, okay, this is costing us $1 million to be able to license this as TMNT pizza. We better charge $50 for a full pizza because we're not gonna get our money back if we don't.
And if you're gonna
screwed otherwise,
if you're gonna do a TMNT pizzeria, then you have to go back and watch the 80s cartoon, and almost every episode, excuse me, I got hiccups. Almost every episode, Michelangelo is talking about weird toppings on pizza. Those are the ones you got to recreate.
Exactly. You got to put the marshmallows on there. You
yes.
Put the,
have your pepperoni and your sausage and your supreme and meat lovers. Have all those, but then also have like your cartoon pizzas.
Yeah.
Because that's what's making it a TMNT pizzeria. Not that just slapping the badge on the front doesn't make it a Turtles pizzeria.
No, but I mean the box has the turtle merch or the turtle
right. But this might be a stretch. Do you get excited when you saw the Chuck E. Cheese pizza box at home, or did you get excited to see fucking Chuck E. Cheese and his band of terrifying mascots?
I don't remember actually.
Okay, that's what I said. This might be a stretch, but like, do you get excited?
I mean, look,
do you get excited for the box, or do you get excited for the advertising that got you to buy the box?
Yeah, but as an adult though, when you see the turtles on your pizza box, it becomes a collectible. It becomes something you want to keep and display somewhere because it's a box you can't get everywhere. So like if you're a TMNT fan in like the UK, you can't just get a Ninja Turtles pizza box with the turtles on the box. Like you can only get that in LA. So it becomes they're really good at like, oh, well, here I am. I have my pizza box. I have my $50 pizza. But I also have this cool collectible box that I just have to cut the rest of the box off, and I have this cool cover with the pizza with the turtles on it.
Well, I guess that kind of leans into what I kind of want to talk about tonight. 30 minutes
What
in.
is that? Let's do it.
Retro, just retro. Just nostalgia is always. I think nostalgia comes in waves. Like whether it's through influencers or just fucking the cycle of life of people talking about things, I see the nostalgia come in waves. People got real excited for this 1 month, and that went away, and then people get excited for that. Recently, I've been seeing a lot of people talking about going back to physical media with like a tweet of breakdown of how much it costs for all these streaming services.
Yeah.
And then there's the meme, the next frame of it was, the cost of looking in your grandma or mom's, basement for a box of VHS tapes is free. Like, yes, but you still now you got to find a VHS player, which is getting harder and harder to do. And more
expensive. Yeah, more expensive. I saw them at Walmart and stuff, and they're there. It's just going to cost you a few $100, which makes no sense.
The other thing being, we've been so spoiled by HD content that I don't have a problem doing it, but the majority, how would the majority feel to go back to 360p, because that's what VHS is. And then you got to find a way to get it onto your TV. And today you're going, so like,
Well, you do that. You buy the new $300 VHS at Walmart because it's going to have the modern HDMI and all that stuff.
all right, so it's going to have a converter in there then as well, because it's an analog signal.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, I mean, it's, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's going to be some sort of conversion that happens. So yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so yeah, I still have a Blu-ray player somewhere in a box. So Blu-ray and DVD are taken care of. I do have a stack of VHS tapes someplace. And even further back from that, I have a disc player. Similar to a laser disc, but it looks like a record. It looks like a vinyl record that plays video. Very limited, small video player that didn't last very long, like 2 years. I have 2 of them. They're awesome. They weigh like 30 pounds a piece. But there's a lot. That's the other thing about streaming stuff is that, like, I've even been a victim of it, I guess. Victim is so fucking dramatic. But I've purchased things on Amazon Prime, episodes of a show and a whole series of a show, and then they lose the rights to it, and then all the things I purchased are gone as well. The thing about going to Best Buy or wherever else you went to go buy physical media is that when you bought it, you owned it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, sure.
Well, okay, you buy something on Amazon Prime, they lose the rights to it. You also don't get the ability to watch that thing that you purchased.
I remember at least, yeah, if you get a DVD maybe, but I remember recently, I forgot, like there was some, when we didn't have streaming yet, we were still physical media. Certain players needed access to the internet to be able to play the Blu-ray or DVD because it needed to connect to, maybe not to verify it, but like to do something with like the extras or something. So you couldn't even access the menu without like some type of internet connected like Blu-ray or DVD player. I remember that being an issue. I remember that being an issue like in the late 2000s, maybe early 2010s actually. And where people were like, "Oh no, you need an internet connection to be able to access this Blu-ray with the Matrix on it, and it's it's special, it's commentary or whatever, it's and stuff." It's like, oh my god. So yes, you're right. Physical media, and I think the biggest reason for physical media too is just with AI becoming a thing and people putting out AI slop all the time nowadays. You now know, at least if you put on a VHS or a DVD, it's the original video or movie without any weird like AI alterations to it, or like what like companies like to do nowadays, like Disney, which is alter their movies altogether to remove stuff that they think is either problematic or controversial or whatever.
Like
you
there's
get the original thing.
That scene in E.T. where they're all pointing shotguns at E.T. and Elliot, and now they're just pointing walkie-talkies at each other.
Which is so funny because that's
right. That was the one thing I was going to throw in there is like you did have Lucas and Spielberg messing with their stuff with early CGI technology.
Yeah, which is I think the funniest part was like, oh, we're gonna mess with this. Like we're gonna go in frame by frame, and maybe overlay. I mean, I'm curious if they still had the original film and they overlaid like walkie talkies as they point at ET. Yeah.
Or I mean, in the Phantom Menace, Yoda was a puppet in the theatrical release, and then the home version comes out and he's CGI.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's actually it's gonna be cool.
Culprit for this
it's gonna be awesome next year to go to the theater and watch Star Wars in the theater, untouched. Virgin Star Wars.
We'll see about that. I would not be surprised if they next year they're like, oh, by the way, yes, it's the original, but
It's the original, but we're gonna keep 10 seconds of George's edits.
The one thing we're gonna keep is R2D2 is behind a bunch of rocks that he can't get out of, but somehow does. There's a scene where he's in the desert, and he's like,
at the time when you saw it, you're like, yeah, okay, yeah, it works. And you watch it at home now, and it's like, oh God, that didn't hold up at all. Stepping over Jabba's tail or body, I guess that never worked even when in the theater.
The Ewoks blink. They added blinking to the Ewoks.
Smaller detail, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it makes them look alive, I guess, but I mean, who cares? That when Obi-Wan and Luke arrived at Tatooine on the speeder, or on not the speeder, the big brown hover car thing. I forget what it was called.
Yeah.
And they added animals, and they added droids and stuff walking around.
I mean, there is, during one of those wide panning shots, there is a total reference to Shadows of the Empire video game.
Is it the guy or something?
Who's the guy you play? Dax or Dex or something like that?
I don't remember.
Whatever the character's name is, you can see his ship taking off from Mos Eisley. Okay. If you look in the background.
Okay. Cool, I guess.
I mean, yeah, if you're a fucking nerd, it was cool. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. There's just something about physical media that, I mean, behind me, you can't really see it because it's all blurred, but there's 2 bookshelves behind me full of Blu-ray and DVD discs. Mm-hmm. Because I like having it. I don't play a lot of it right now because a lot of the stuff is available through the streaming services that I am paying for. But there has been a few times, like Andrew Dice Clay made a movie and you can't stream it anywhere. I have it. I have it sitting right over here. I keep meaning to watch it, but I just, I get tied up with existential crises every day.
Oh, sorry, Ginger. I see you're here. I know. Sorry for not greeting you earlier, by the way.
No, yes, we see you. Yeah. So it's I don't know. I just like having it too, because if the internet goes down, like, I can still entertain myself. I can do that anyway. I'm Gen X, but it's nice to be like, okay, well, the internet's down. I can just watch the adventures of Ford Fairlane.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, there was that big theory, not big theory. There was like that thing where like, oh, Blu-rays dissolve or something, or like degrade over time.
So, I mean, that is a thing. VHS, DVDs, and Blu-ray, they will deteriorate over time. Okay. Depending on how they're stored and everything else. But I have VHS tapes that if I can find a fucking player, I bet you will play just fine. Because they've been stored properly.
No, of course. Yeah.
So on that line of thought,
mm-hmm.
You wake up one morning and you wake up in 1995.
Oh no.
What are you doing first? We got to, I guess, preface this for the people. You wake up in 1995. The internet is barely a thing. There is no streaming at all. There's no Wi-Fi. There's very little Wi-Fi that exists. And even if it does exist, you don't have a device that's capable of using it anyway. What do you do first?
Well, I mean, I had the internet in 95, so. Okay,
not everybody fucking did. And the internet that we had in 1995 was fucking AOL and BBSs.
Yeah. No, the only reason why I bring it up is because in 1995, I was staying up till 4 o'clock in the morning instead of sleeping for school. chatting to people online. That's what I did. I was online all the time in 95 to 98.
Okay, so
And
maybe I didn't have access to all that maybe in 95. It was still new to me in 95, but
I'm a bad example for that because that's all I did. I was online all the time in 95.
Okay, so you wake up as 95, you just fucking firing up your 280, your 486.
Yeah, I fired up the 486 because I used it to do message board role playing. I did that to chat with my friends on AOL Instant Messenger, or ICQ, or I think maybe a year later, maybe a year after that, a couple years after that, I would have been on Yahoo chat rooms, but I don't think that existed at the time. So I would be on those chat platforms, talking to people, having cyber, stuff like that. I'm using a term that I'm sure. Hey, hello, DJ
Wolf.
Glad you could make it.
Thanks for being here, my friend. Hope you're well.
I can say that safely though, the word cyber, because nobody knows what that means under the age of like 45.
Sure.
Nobody knows what that word is. But yeah, that's what I did.
Even though they're doing it today, they're just doing it with chatbots. But anyway, go on.
Right. So it's just So I don't think. But I would have probably, if I have the knowledge I have now, I would buy Apple stock, and that would be the first thing.
Okay, yeah, I didn't preface that part, but yeah, I would do a lot of investing as well. But I would pick up my landline. I would call my friends, figure out what movie. Great to see you guys late party of 40s.
Yeah, Pentium 46. Yeah.
Yeah, I would wake up, call my friends, figure out what movie we're gonna go see that day, and then call movie phone.
I use the newspaper. Yeah, I use the newspaper.
I mean, sure, but it was more fun to call movie phone.
Yeah, I guess. That's the thing, right? Like, if we went back to 95 with the knowledge we have now, I would invest in. I'd do an investment, even though I was too young. I didn't have money back then, but I'd find a way to get money. I'd steal it or something and invest.
Well, it'd be possible to do because in 95, forensics didn't really exist.
Yeah, I could go steal some money, put money into like Yahoo and Google, and then, if I woke up in 95, I don't know how much I'd do differently because between 95 and like 2005 are like the best decade of my life. Like things were happening. I was doing a bunch of stuff between that decade. So if I came back in 95 specifically, because then again, I was just I know exactly what I would do because 95 was the year I met one of the first people I ever chatted with on Prodigy. We met in real life. And they were who they said they were, unlike nowadays where it could be anybody, right? If you're chatting on someone online, Mr. Wolf over here might not be Mr. Wolf, right? Like he could be anybody, but we know who he is. So It doesn't really, that's a bit different. But, back then you didn't know who it was. So I met her, and little did I pay attention to the signs of that she was flirting with me the whole time I was there with her. We've done something about it. So that would have been my thing for 95. If I woke up at the right time in 95 to remember that moment and be like, I better like actually act like I know what she's doing. Done.
Well, I mean, yeah, going back with the knowledge that you have, that changes everything, right?
Yeah, if I went back with no knowledge, I'd do everything the same.
Right. Yeah, because you wouldn't know any different, I guess, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't know any different.
Like I think we said on the last show that we did here, the 90s, maybe early 2000s, the best time. It really was the best time. It was the last. I said on the show it was the last decade that we all. I didn't say it. It's the dude from fucking Sugar Ray. That was the last decade that we all did things together.
I think so.
And bleed some of that into the early 2000s. But once the phones caught up to have larger screens, it was over.
That's true. Look, DJ. Luckily, you didn't do 6-7.
Yeah, right.
You'd have to do this every time you said your username.
Or try and incorporate that into your DJ mixing. Yeah, exactly. You juggle 2 controllers or something. But retro is a thing, and I think, like I said, it's at least in my Twitter window, in between all the cam girls I follow, there's a lot of nostalgia going on in there. And
Well, yeah, GameStop is trying to do our retro gaming again. Like they're, I think we talked about this a few weeks ago, but yeah, I mean, people are really digging in. A lot of like live streaming shops are retro gaming shops because people are buying old GameCubes and regular Nintendos. Nobody's going Atari, which really makes me laugh. Nobody goes past Nintendo. No one's doing Atari. No one's doing Jaguar. No one's doing Neo Geo.
well, it's probably hard to find a Neo Geo. It was hard to find a Neo Geo when they were being sold here.
What was the temple of the blah, 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 whatever that was called again? The one where the kids would have to run around a temple and get keys and all that stuff. And they would always win a game system. I think it was a Neo Geo
you're talking about like on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Like the Crag or something like that.
Yeah.
They had D. Bradley Baker was the voice. You're talking about the mountain that talked and shit.
Yeah, the mountain that talked.
Yeah, I know it was D. Bradley Baker, but I can't think of what it was called.
Yeah, Temple of the game show. I can't remember what it was called.
Because there were 2 shows that were very similar to each other on there.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
That
was the one. Legends of the Temple. Yeah. And they would win like a Neo Geo or something like that. Or
yeah,
like
it was a $700 system.
Yeah.
The 3DO. Do you remember the Philips 3DO?
That's the one. 3DO. That was the one I was thinking.
That
was the other
too
one.
Was a $700 game system that had like 2 games that were worth playing on it.
And nobody's getting that stuff though. That's the thing. Nobody's getting the 3DO. No one's getting the Jaguar. No one's getting the Neo Geo. I would get a Game Gear again, but yeah.
I would like someone to go back and play some Parappa.
Yeah, we talked about that recently, I think. No, we didn't.
No, but I mean, if we when we do talk about PlayStation games, Parappa always comes up.
Yeah, that's a class. Well, and it also came in a demo disc, which is how most people remember playing that, because that disc had the onion guy.
It did, and it also had Wipeout was on that one, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, you remember. Remember.
Tomb Raider, possibly, depending on what version of it was.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
And let's see, PlayStation. Maybe a Tekken demo. I'm trying. There was a game on the PlayStation. You played it. Jack Rabbit something. It was it was a first gen game.
Jack and Daxter?
No, that was later. It was you were a robot rabbit of some sort and you bounced around. It was platformy kind of, but first person. I can't think of what it's called. Retro gaming, that's a whole other thing too. I mean, but that's a whole other podcast. But speaking of Neo Geo, because I have Neo Geo games on all of my emulators that I have.
But you're also mentioning physical media. I think people are also going back. Something I'm noticing, at least on my YouTube feeds, from the tech people I follow on YouTube, not necessarily Linus Tech Tips or anything, but like a couple of the other ones, smaller ones, are going back to old MP3 players for their music. They're not relying on streaming music anymore. They want to have a digital library that they pay for and download because they technically dink own it, right? Because then they can have their copy wherever they go, which I think is great. But I don't have I think my current playlists are about 800. So I don't have the $800 to pay for all the songs. I want to download and listen. I don't have that money. I don't have $800 lying around to listen to, MP3s or lossless or whatever it says. I don't have it.
Protect some kayfabe here. I know somebody who still what? No, well, probably. But I know somebody who still is able to rock a first. When I say first gen, I don't mean like first batch iPod, But the first gen design of an iPod, he still has one and he still uses it every day.
Oh, nice.
He had one that died on him. And I think he got one of the newer ones that looks like a iPhone.
Okay.
Whatever they called that one. iTouch.
iPod Touch, yeah.
Yeah, iPod Touch. But he was able to find I want to say it's first gen. It sure looks like one. Another first gen iPod and transferred everything back onto his original iPod and kept all his original playlist counts and track song counts and all that sort of stuff. He's very happy about that. Which I think is awesome. I think that's awesome. I mean, I don't think I would go through that trouble myself, but I think it's awesome that, someone was like, no, I like this thing. I don't want to get a new one, like a new version. Just give me the same thing I had. And it's what? 20,
I mean, people,
it's basically 20 years old now at this point, Yeah. I found my old iPod mini. Yeah, iPod mini. And it was dead. And I was able to find a 30 pin for a couple dollars. So I picked up a 30 pin, charged it, and there's nothing on it, which was disappointing. I must have got, said, okay.
No, I'm sure by now the internals are rotting away and don't hold
that is very true, but I can see myself being like, okay, well, I'm done with this piece of technology. I'm going to factory reset it because
yeah, sure. Yeah.
I might be able to give this to somebody or sell it or whatever. And then I find it 20 years later.
Yeah.
And the money I spent for the charger was worth it just to be like, well, let's see what's on here. It's an adventure at this point.
I get you. Yeah.
I still have almost every smartphone I've ever had. I don't know why I'm hanging on to them.
Yeah, just recycle them, man. What are you doing, dude?
I don't know.
Just waiting for them to explode because the battery.
Right. Well, then at least if that happens, then I know that everything that's protected in the, it's protected. It's destroyed at the same time. I'm big on destroying technology as well.
I mean, sure. I get it. Digital safety or whatever, digital privacy. But Jesus, come on, man.
It's one of those things. I don't really hoard things, but I'm always just like, it'd be nice to turn this on again, like the iPod. It'd be nice to turn this on one day and see what's on here, knowing that I've factory reset all this stuff. So you're right. I should just, get rid of it.
Yeah.
But I always just feel like it'd be better to destroy it because then I know it's taken care of.
Yeah. You don't want people to have your musical playlists.
You wouldn't want to dupe everybody into buying your phone and you've come to find out that it's an HTC phone. That's not made in America.
Jesus. Anyway,
that was fun.
Anyway,
speaking of older companies, Francis, it was really nice to hear HTC back in the news again for like 3 days.
So it's still, apparently they're still there doing something.
They're still there. Yeah, they're just licensing their phones off to other companies. Well, we could. Hey,
apparently their AI is okay though. So
well, that's good. Well, speaking of things older, just announced today, and I don't really have much to say about this. I just found it and it lined up with everything else we were talking about. But McDonald's announced today that they're bringing back their apple pie.
I don't understand. They still have the McDonald's
apple pie. The deep fried apple pie. Excuse me.
Oh, the one that can the one made of pure molten lava.
Yes, okay. The one. Yes, I never had any of those boxed desserts from McDonald's aside from the cookies. So like never had the apple pie. So when they took it away 30 years ago, I didn't care. I don't know if it was 30 years ago. I think it was.
I'm telling you now, I will be buying it because that was the best apple pie in the world. It was
Okay.
deep fried. It did burn your tongue, but that's why you let it sit. It's the last thing you eat because you're already eating your burger, your fries, you're drinking your drink. By the time you get to the pie, it's only half of boiling point. It's not going to kill you, right? But when they went to baked apple pies, which is their apple pies right now, is all baked. They not only they get cool faster, but they get stale. They get chewy. They taste like cardboard. You know, I'm not ashamed to say that I eat McDonald's. I'm not ashamed of that.
There's nothing.
But boy, oh boy.
Do you still get the desserts though? Do they still come? Actually, no. I don't care if you do or not. Do they still come in a box?
Which ones?
The desserts.
So the apple pies still come in a box.
Okay.
Even these look like, based on these pictures, it looks like they're going to like a retro box, like the old red box, which is crazy. Like it's the old box with the old like font, I guess.
I mean, it could just be a stock photo too that everybody's just pulling and using.
Photo. Yeah.
Because it is. I mean, when's the last time they had a fried apple pie? I think it was 30 years ago. So
I just think it's funny that the reason why they're bringing it back is for the 250th birthday of the United States. So it's like weird that they're doing it that like. How do we celebrate the 250th birthday of America? Oh, I know. Bring back the fried apple pie.
The only thing again, it's a stretch. It's just because that's America's pie is.
Yeah, American apple pie. And
but it's not deep fried apple pie. I've never seen no fucking picture of a Southerner deep frying a fucking apple pie.
They deep fry everything.
I know, exactly.
I don't know, dude. I mean, whatever. It's fine. I mean, it's fine. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna get it. Like I said,
Sure.
I'm gonna buy the apple pie. But yeah.
Hey, every once in a while, man, especially if you're low on funds, the McDonald's is always there for you. You buy one thing there and they give you like 5,000 points and they're like, come back and eat with us again. And even though you're getting stuff for free, we're still going to give you points for the free things you just purchased.
Which has always boggled my mind. I'm like, oh, you really want me to take advantage of just eating all McDonald's all the time?
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. That is insane.
It is. It is great tactic. Great tactic. But, wish the quality was better, but they're there for you. It's kind of like Splenda.
You're not there for quality, man.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Just like Splenda. Not your first choice, but it's always there for you.
I guess so. As a person who's never had Splenda.
Okay, fucking sweet and low. I mean, what do you want?
No. Yeah, no, I never use
whatever sweetener comes in a pink container.
Yeah, no, I only started doing it when they did the weird stevia stuff. That's when I started using artificial sweeteners. Which I guess is not artificial. Apparently it's like from a plant, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter.
But
doesn't matter.
What does matter is these fried apple pies.
I just want to know when I can get it. That's all I care about. When can I start buying it? Oh, never mind. It's starting on 23rd of June. So
okay, I only care about the delivery method of it being in a box because if you're gonna bring something, anything back, it needs to be brought back in its form that it was originally in.
Oh, they got rid of. Okay, you're right. So they got rid of it in '92.
So 34 years.
Yeah, but in response to growing consumer awareness of fat and cholesterol consumption.
No mention of the fact that it comes out at 3,000 degrees.
Well, yeah.
No mention of that. And it's funny. It's funny through all the years up until 1992, no one. Okay, everyone burned their fucking mouth on the apple pie, but no one bitched and complained and filed a lawsuit against
like
McDonald's.
The coffee,
like the coffee,
like the coffee.
You know damn well. You order the apple pie, all your food is going to stay warm on the drive home, because that apple pie is the fucking the heat source.
Yeah, and if you want to taste your other food, you can't eat it first because your tongue will be burned and you'll lose all of your taste buds.
Yeah.
So you have to eat it last. Otherwise, you're not tasting anything. For the
It's
entire
like
meal.
it's like when you make yourself some Totino's pizza rolls, and you're hungry, and and Totino's pizza rolls are just, in a way, miniature McDonald's apple pies,
but with pizza filling.
but with
Yeah.
pizza filling, but you're so hungry, and you bite into the first one, you completely wreck your mouth, and then Totino's pizza rolls aren't even good. But after the first one, it doesn't matter because you can't taste them.
Yeah.
You're just there for what little texture you hope you can feel with your destroyed
Again,
mouth.
because you're supposed to toss it in the oven or whatever and have it, But most people just microwave those things. That's why it's like 1,000,000 degrees. And that's why,
No.
as DJ says here, warning, lava might be hot. They need to put that on as a warning on, especially in California where they put warnings on everything. Air might cause you cancer.
Yeah,
cancer.
what
Like,
was
I know.
it? It was we were staying outside of one of the hotels in San Diego, and it was like the air inside the hotel may give you cancer. I'm like, why are we staying here? And you pointed out every building has this sign, Josh.
Yeah, we have a law that requires everything that can potentially cause you cancer has to be put as a warning label on everything. Which again, that means everything is the warning label. But then I went to I think it was like in Oklahoma or something. I went to an airport where every few feet there was a sign warning you about tornadoes, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to die at this airport because every few feet it's just like tornado warning. Be sure to hold on to something tight or something like that. I forget what it was, but it's like, okay, thank you for warning me about the potential of tornadoes constantly.
Well,
Like,
I
that's
mean,
freaky.
if you think about it, most airports are going to be in an area that doesn't have, well, not all airports, because San Diego and LA are right in the middle of the damn city.
Yeah.
So, but like, Denver International is out in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing near it. So, we just got to worry about wildlife and people jumping the fence and getting sucked up by an engine.
Jeez.
That happened.
No, I know. It's funny because when it happened, we didn't even mention it on the show because we mentioned it for pre-show. But yeah,
Yeah.
or
Well,
did we mention it?
we may have. What's really funny is that, yeah, I can say this. I applied to do security at the airport,
Oh yeah.
and the company that secures the perimeter was the company that I applied for. There are two incidents.
You could be the guy that could have just watched the other guy run towards.
Yeah, I could have. Yeah. Yeah. So between that and a couple administrative things that they did, I did not take the job
No, yeah.
because, yeah.
Yeah, because no, I'm with you.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you. I could say this. They had me get fingerprinted, which is partly due to having a security guard license in Denver, but also it was for just background checks and stuff like that. I went and got fingerprinted. I brought my results in on a piece of paper, and they promptly lost my fingerprint results. Not my fingerprints, but the results of my fingerprints. But I had my information on there.
Yeah.
And they lost. Yeah. They just lost it. How do you lose something like that? But it happened. And they basically wanted me to go through the entire hiring on process all over again. And I was just like, you know what? No.
Ridiculous, I tell you, ridiculous.
I mean, would I have a job right now? Yeah, probably. But,
No.
this didn't put a very good shine on the whole thing. It just, if you're capable of losing that, what else is wrong? So yeah. Anyway,
Oh, you're supposed to get paid. Sorry, we lost your paycheck in the mail.
that was from a reputable company.
Oh well, I wasn't going to mention that. I just meant like they would the things that they could potentially lose.
Right. But even from a reputable company, they lost my shit. So
Yeah. Trust no one.
fucking words
The truth
live
is out
by.
there.
One last thing. But this whole retro thing, I mentioned to somebody younger than me that at one point in life, I was able to buy 10 CDs for a penny.
Oh,
And never pay.
Columbia House.
And never pay another dime after that because I was underage. And you can't put anybody into a contract that's underage. So I had to explain the whole Columbia House thing to somebody, and they were just sitting there looking at me like, why the fuck would you buy 10 of anything? You know, and I'm like, well, this is a different time, asshole.
I was going to say, it was an era where your car would have in the trunk, you would have a 10 or 15 CD changer in the trunk that you had like a remote in the front. And sometimes you'd have it in the actual dash, but that's very rare because
it was very rare. Anything more than like 5 was pretty rare to have in dash. But your head unit would control which disc you wanted to listen to, and you'd have to remember what disc was in what slot, you know, but yeah,
yeah.
My Mazda, little little Mazda 3. It had a 5-disc changer. It was the first changer I ever had. And it was in a car from 2006. I don't know. I guess my Celica had a changer, an in-dash changer. I think it was only like 3 discs. But, you know, at the time, I mean, that was great. 3 discs in your CD player. That's 2.5 hours of music.
That's exactly. I did not do that. I should have. I never did that for some reason. I just listened to radio. But of course, remember, after you're done listening to your 5 songs, you have to make sure you take the faceplate off and take it with you, so they don't try to take your radio from your car.
My friends, we took it a step further. Not only did we take the faceplate, or if it was a pull-out, if somebody was still rocking a pull-out, we'd pull it out.
Rewire the thing in the back.
No. Pull-outs, they just had a handle. You yanked the whole radio, the whole head unit came out.
Yeah.
And it had a quick connect that it would slot into when you reinserted, so you didn't have to connect anything. But going to so you face off or pull out, and then also take the antenna. If they had an aftermarket antenna, all of my friends would unscrew it when we went to the mall, the theater, any place where he couldn't keep an eye on their cars. They took their shit with them.
Yeah, and you needed to be able to remove it to go through like car washes and stuff like that back in the day. So yeah,
that's true.
Now it's just the nub,
a little shark fin.
Yeah, I miss the days where the antenna. I had an antenna. I had in my old '83 Volvo, whatever it was, and the antenna would pop up from its little hole, like little
cage, automated,
pop up, to listen to the radio.
Telescoping, automated. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I've always wanted a car where the headlights would duck down.
Had one pop up headlights. One of my most favorite features of, I had a Mazda RX-7, second car I ever owned, and had pop-up headlights. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Every winter, there was a switch on the dashboard. You could just pop the housings up without the lights being on. And every winter, first frost, pop those things up and they just stayed up, because the last thing you wanted is to have them freeze. You go to turn the lights on and you just blow your motors out or break something, and then you're really in shit. Pop-ups are the greatest. I do miss those. It's crazy because the first car I ever had was it was a 72 Charger. I got it in 1995, 96, and it had a push button starter. It's crazy that it took 35 years for cars to come standard with a push button. It was, it was an aftermarket thing. It was wired, but.
Oh, okay.
You still had to have the keys. You had to turn the keys to the on position. So like the car had power.
Mm-hmm.
And then next to that was a chrome button. You hit the button, give it some gas, and the car would fire up. But if you turned the key to the start position, nothing happened. That was disabled.
I'm glad we're not in an age where we can go like, oh, I remember back in the day where you had to crank the car in the front.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
then you have to crank it like that. And then,
Well, I mean,
and then
if we were
the engine
French,
turned over.
if we were French, we could have that conversation because they just got rid of those things like fucking 40 years ago.
Or a car with I'm surprised they never made a car with like those lawnmower pull starters where you just have to go, all right, let's get this car started. Just pull on the string.
I gotta ask.
Hang
Hang on a second. Hang on. Vamp for a
Okay,
second.
go ahead. All right. I don't know what he's asking for, but I'm very curious if he's going to ask about the old crank system, which is again from like the 1920s and 30s or whatever, 40s actually probably, where you did the crank.
The last car sold with a manual hand crank backup was a 1998 Lada Niva. Lada is a Russian manufacturer.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, because I mean they're kind of behind the times over there in the USSR. So I'm not surprised that still had the crank. And plus, it's cold there, and you probably need the crank because it's icy. 9 months out of the year.
Sure.
If you're in like Moscow or something.
I was right about my French comment. I wasn't just being an asshole. Produced up until July 1990, the Citroen 2CV was also hand crank.
Yeah,
Citroen.
The only European car, like not made in the U.S. You can't buy a Citroen in the U.S. That's for sure.
No, but a girl I knew just after high school, she had a Citroen.
Oh, really?
It was imported. It was left hand or right hand. Yeah, right hand drive. It was cool.
I think I dated a girl briefly who had a Ford Falcon with three on the column. So it was a three. It was three gears.
Three on the tree.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, there's only 3 gears in this car? That's amazing.
Yeah, but the thing is, how did I've driven one once and struggled because I didn't know where the gears were. Like
I don't know. She just did the thing, and I'm like, that's amazing.
Well, like you're in first, and then there was some kind of upward motion where you pulled and pushed and went up at the same time for second, and then third was down and a pull or a push, and the third, it was awesome.
I had an era where I only dated girls who like drove classic cars. I'm thinking, man, I had quite a few girlfriends, or at least dated a few girls who were like who drove classic American cars. That's crazy.
I dated a girl who started her truck with a screwdriver.
Yeah, but that's just, it's just.
I mean, she got a lot of points for it because it was, that's movie stuff. That's TV stuff,
Beats your push button, though. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, hell yeah, it did. It's the only thing she beat. The
Go on. Moving forward.
Sorry, that was it was dangling there. I had to take it. So yeah, retro media, I'm all for it. Seeing to just kind of cap it all off. Seeing things in a lower quality, dink quote doesn't really bother me because if you watch enough stuff anywhere, like some channels on YouTube that have movies that they may or may not have rights to, like I want to watch that. It's not available anywhere else. I'm watching it right here. I'm dealing with whatever quality it is. Plus, you're talking to a guy who pirated movies all through the fucking mid 90s into the 2000s. Like, I had Star Wars Episode 1 the weekend it came out. Got it from some Russian, source that my guy got it from.
Yeah.
So like quality, the visual quality to me, it has a lot less to do than anything else. Like the dialogue is what pushes things along. I mean, yeah, action flicks do have their set pieces and everything like that, but it's not so bad that you can't watch it. It's just spoiled by today's visuals.
Are we? I don't know. Not a lot of people are going to the movies anymore. People are perfectly fine staying at home watching on their little TVs.
No, but if you're watching something on YouTube, right, and it doesn't look right, and you go and you check the quality settings, and you bitch and moan to YouTube for some reason it dumped it down to 720 when 1080 is an option, you get upset.
Maybe. I think the only thing people care about nowadays, and I guess since we're wrapping it up, I'll just say this. I think gaming is really the only place where people really care about whether or not something is really 4K versus like if you're going to watch an old movie or you're going to watch an old TV show, you're perfect. I mean, I think the vast majority of people are like, I'm going to watch it in whatever 480. Well, that's fine. 640, that's fine. As long as I can see what's happening and I can hear what's happening. I don't know if anyone really cares.
I know somebody that's watching a remastered version of the Dick Van Dyke Show, which was, correct me if I'm wrong or if you know, whatever, but I'm pretty sure that was on black and white film.
Yeah.
So things that are on film seem to when they get remastered, seem to hold up pretty well. Like I've seen a few seconds here and there of this person, watching this, and I'm like, why does it look so good? Like, it's not AI enhanced. It's just, it was on film and just done really well.
Yeah.
As opposed to them being on videotape. Two completely different mediums. Yeah.
Film lasts longer than tape. Yeah, for sure.
Well, I think it's on YouTube. So,
That's why Tarantino still likes to like film on, film.
On film.
That's why like even like people like it's expensive because it's you can't just delete and whatever, like you actually have to splice and all that stuff. But there's a reason why it's still like people still kind of praise the medium because it lasts essentially as long as it's kept in a secure, cold, blah 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 type of room. It lasts forever.
As long as you keep some sort of, projector in such pristine condition, for the time capsule, then yeah, sure. You have to think about people 100 years from now trying to go back and recreate a projector. They're not going to know how to do that.
Yeah, there's going to be one in like the Smithsonian. So it's just like, can you borrow this? We need to watch the thing.
But yeah, I guess we can close things out with just one last thing. I went to a wedding this weekend. I haven't been to a wedding in years. It's crazy how much, regardless of what kind of wedding, what I mean by that is like what religion.
Oh yeah.
Like a lot of things don't really change. I'm happy that at this particular wedding, there was no like removing and gawking at the bride as they remove the garter. Like I've always thought that was fucking weird.
Well, the thing is, even when I got married, I was under the dress taking the garter off. No one was watching me take the garter off. I was covered by the dress.
Sure, but that's still weird.
Oh, it is weird. And then you flick it at some dude. Like,
yeah. Hey, here's part of my wife's underwear.
It's a hair tie, essentially. It's not that big a deal, I guess. To me, at least.
Then why is it around her fucking ponytail then? Why is it all the way up on her, next to her lady area?
We were old school. I asked her parents for permission to marry her.
Well, that's
tradition.
Yeah. I'm not saying that didn't happen prior to this wedding, but
yeah.
Some of those traditions, like, shoving cake in people's faces. I don't understand that.
I didn't do that. No shoving. I playfully pretended to, but we never did it.
Oh, sure. Or at least do it to yourself.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, the garter I think is weird. And I've been to a stripper's wedding, so it made it even weirder.
I get why it's weird, but it's just part of it's the theatrics of it, just
Right.
like, oh, look at, I mean,
Um,
back in the day, right? Like back in medieval times, people would gather in the bedroom to watch the consummation of the wedding,
I mean, I'm
So
all
people
for
would
that. Why isn't that still a thing?
Okay. Okay. All right.
I mean, at least for that, you know what you're signing up for. You go to a
Yeah.
wedding, and you're like, when you get invited to a wedding, you get asked, "Oh, do you want menu A, B, or C?"
Yeah.
And here's the registry, and here's the book to sign, and maybe buy a dance, which is also a weird fucking thing.
Money dance. Yeah.
I know you just got married to this beautiful lady. I'm cutting in because I got $20
Yeah, but that
in my
was-
pocket.
Yeah, but that's just as a way to pay for the wedding.
Right. The Italians are better at that. They just hand you an envelope of money. It's like, here.
You get that too. You get the envelope
Yeah.
of money, but then you also get the couple $100 from people who wanted who just think it's funny to put the money in the dress to dance with the person. So,
I've never seen that. Even at the stripper wedding, they weren't putting
Well,
money in her
They
dress.
clipped it onto the dress and stuff. Like they had
Oh, they always had a little money bag.
Oh, maybe it was a money bag
that they were
Yeah, it might
shoving
have
the
been a
money
purse.
into.
Yeah, it might have been a purse. You're right.
It's just, some of those things are weird. My girlfriend and I are both on the same page as far as like, if we decide to go down that road, it's going to be a very simple, like a court appearance sort of thing. Like, do you? Great. You're married. Have a great day.
I think but even in that, you still have to do the weirdest thing of all in a wedding, which is kiss your significant other in front of a crowd. Like even in a what do you call it? In a whatever that's called. I can't think of the name right now. But like when you're just getting married by a state representative.
Yeah.
You still have to kiss them. You still have to kiss the bride. I think so. Afterwards, like, oh, kiss the bride. You're now married. It's like, why am I kissing her? Like, why am I doing this in front of a crowd?
Yeah,
Even if it's
I thought, what was the last 20 minutes of me listening to you talk and about how love and what the rings represent and what marriage is and this and the words, and the I do's. None of that matters until I kiss her. That's weird.
I don't know.
That's weird. I like it in Colorado. You live together for 2 years and you share a bank account or share a bank account or represent yourselves as a married couple, then that's what you are. You're common law married.
It?
Yeah, it's so easy here. I think it's living with someone for 2 years and sharing a bank account. That's like the 2 qualifiers.
That's unbelievable. It's like 10 years in California. I can't believe it's such a short time for you guys in Colorado.
Unless things have changed. What's common law marriage in Colorado? This is riveting fucking content.
Oh, live together for 5 years. It's 5
okay.
years now. Have a joint bank account. They signed a document with the woman's employer claiming to be married so that the man could get a ski pass. That's one of the reasons. What?
That might be a benefit.
That's crazy. Well, there you go. Common law marriage.
Yeah.
That's such a weird thing. Such a weird thing to be like, you know what I want to do? I want to not go through the ceremony. I just want to live with a person long enough to where now we're just married. We're just like viewed as married people.
Consistently introducing each other as husband and wife or spouse to friends and family and coworkers.
How do you prove that though? It's like, hey,
right.
I say this all the time. I don't call her my spouse because that's weird. You don't go up to people and say, well, I guess you do. Yeah, this is my wife. This is my husband. Yeah, I guess so. Okay.
I spent the whole weekend being this is my boyfriend. This is my boyfriend, or me going, I'm her boyfriend. So yeah. But it was good. It was fun. I haven't been to, like I said, haven't been to a wedding in a long time. It was fun. It was small and just what's the word I'm looking for? Not extravagant, I guess. This is very simple. And the food was amazing all weekend.
That's how it should be. That's the best type of wedding.
It really, yeah, that and just, kayfabe, feeling accepted. That goes a long way too. Like, these are all people that are close to my girlfriend. I want to feel accepted by them. So, you know, it was cool. I felt it was a good weekend for that sort of stuff. And
you're now part of the family. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. I mean, you know more than I'm saying, but, yeah, it's fun. And I like,
yes,
it's so weird. I like gatherings, but I don't really participate in them. It's been something it's been a part of me since I was a child. I like to observe things. I don't really like to participate right away. I like to watch. Sure. I like to watch, Francis. I like to watch and decide if it's worthy enough of my attention, I guess. So yeah, sure. I like gatherings. I just not necessarily want to participate in said gathering.
Okay. I don't say anything wrong with that.
Well, you know, when people egg you on to go onto the dance floor and you get up there and you look at a quadriplegic being held up by strings. Like my right foot can find the beat of any song, tap along to any song. And then when my brain goes, all right, body, let's start moving to this beat that we found. There's just miscommunication. Nothing. It's just, yeah, lines are crossed and it's not pretty. If I did get married to somebody and have a very traditional wedding like that, I would have to go get dancing lessons either with my future wife or with somebody that was of the same body shape and stature so I can learn how to dance. But you know, I can waddle in a circle all day long. I can do that. But as far as, you know, Running Man or Cabbage Patching or whatever that one is where you grab your pant leg right above your shoe and dance, I don't know anything about any of that. But what I do know about is it's time to go because we're not talking nonsense at this point.
You're talking about weddings. That's not nonsense.
It's not nonsense. It's just kind of.
That's the thing you experienced this weekend. I mean, that's something we're talking about.
I mean, yeah. I'm going to the Weird Al next week, and I'm pretty sure it's on Wednesday. I'm pretty sure. So I think we'll be back here next week.
We'll talk about it in 2 weeks then, about your Weird Al show. Because it's next Wednesday, so we're not going to be able to talk about it today or next Tuesday.
Oh, nope. I'm looking at my calendar. It is next Tuesday. So no show next week. I'm going to be.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Well,
I am going to be Weird Alling.
There you go.
So hoping for some fat and
Dare to be stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, Dare to be Stupid. Transformers reference or callback, I guess. So yeah, it'll be a good time. But Francis, where can people find you on the internets if they wanted to do so? Whoop, wrong button.
Yeah, points indeed. You can find points at linktree.com/aka the other guy for all the things that I have, social media and as well as other things. So go ahead and check that out. Buy books. I have a bunch of anthologies that I participated in, so go ahead and do that. Thank you, Ginger. Love you too. Have a good night, Ginger. Thank you so much.
Yes.
But yeah, check it out. If you haven't bought it yet, buy one for a friend.
And if you have buy another one.
My face isn't in there, but I'd like somebody to come up to me and say, I read your book. And I'd be like, yeah, you did. Anyway, there you go. So it's linktree.com/aka.
What we need to do, Francis, is partner you up with some artist friend that we know and just like have him do a caricature of you inside the book. Hey, have a good one, DJ. That would be awesome. Do you have like special edition? You know, that'd be awesome.
I mean, at some point, I'll be able to even just remove all of those like all of my stories, and just make my own little book of short stories that I can put out there. Whether I want to do that or not, I don't know, but I could. There you go. Would you buy that for $1 there, DJ? I hope you will.
I'd buy that for $1.
Mm-hmm.
You can find me at linktree.com/the303ninja. Find everything, points of interest, and me. I think I'm losing the phone number to this thing. So
yeah, you're losing it. Don't mention it.
Yeah, so I'm going to be changing the header here pretty soon, but don't call the number that no one ever called.
I agree.
Yeah. We'll be back a week from now, because 2 weeks from now, excuse me, with more adventure and fun to talk about, and hopefully I'm employed by the time we come back. Because this is my mental is starting to break, Francis, and not in a good way. But that's it for this week. The song we've stretched it. The song's ending. So everybody have a good one. We'll be back at some point. Francis, wave again, because we got 3 seconds. All right, we're leaving. Bye.